listen, I can understand. If there's an analysis of a work, and it puts the perfect words to describe the stuff in the thing, then I go, aha, and I point to it. There it is. That's the thing. Hey everybody, that thing I told you about, that film, that whatever, I point to the thing, this is why. Read this, listen to this analysis, and then you'll understand the same way I do. You'll understand why it's good, or why it's bad, or why whatever. You'll understand, and thank God this analysis exists, because I can't do it. You'd never understand it if I told you. I've tried very hard in the past to explain and analyze, but I found it to be too difficult, and I've now decided to just skip the whole thing. But why do I point to films and shows and comics anyway? Why do I want everyone to understand these pieces of media? Why do I like analysis? I think the point has always been a roundabout way of explaining myself. I identify very strongly with X character or Y story. And if you can understand that thing, you might understand me in turn, and then, we could talk about it. It could be a friendship in that. And so I tried to explain things I liked, things that meant something to me, and it was really hard. The writing of the script took weeks and months. Everything else took much less time. So I admire people who can do that, who can analyze, to wordify the stuff in the things. And I thought, if the point of analysis to me is to explain to more people what a thing is, so that they can understand it and then in a roundabout way connect with me, surely I can skip the middleman and just make my own thing that has my stuff in it. If I make my own stuff, with the things in that stuff that are of relating to me, and then other people can do the analysis, the hard part, turn it into words, and then people will understand me. Why do I want to be understood? I don't know. It's because I can't explain myself. I have never truly been understood by anyone online. People who meet me in real life get a better understanding. And only people who have met me in real life for an extended period of time would really know. I fully expect this to, as hard as I tried right now to, put into words the stuff, I feel like it's gonna be lost on basically everyone yet again. I don't like that this happens. It is why I don't like the internet anymore. It's just bad, because if you can't explain yourself in words, the internet is the worst place to be, because it's entirely words. It's audio, spoken word, or it's text. I'm kind of done with the whole speaking my mind on every little thing, because it's just so tiring not getting anything through to anyone. Twitter sucks, we all know that. I mean, that's completely unrelatedly, that sucks. But I'm just gonna stop tweeting. I don't like it. I'm in too many Discords. I'm off script now. I'm off script now. Never trust anything I ever say. It's not because I'm lying, it's because I don't know how to speak.
Surely hit the apple of mine eye. One becomes enamored with a certain kind of sadness. This resignation to the end, ever the end. When we found we could not make amends, thou declared we would e'er be friends. But I concede that I was fain to be parted. Was there cause to cast me off? Act as though it never happened and that we were nothing. In sooth, I do not need thy love, but thou makest me a stranger, and that feels so rough. Hast thou need to stoop so low to send the wagon for thy minstrel and refuse my letters? I need no longer write them though. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know.
I lament the many times that thou impugned my honor, but maintained it was ever something I had done. No more shall I live that way, uncertain what thy words bewray. Thou said that if I were to go, I would not find thee pining for somebody whom thou used to know.
Was there cause to cast me off? Act as though it never happened and that we were nothing. In sooth, I do not need thy love, but thou makest me a stranger, and that feels so rough. Hast thou need to stoop so low to send the wagon for thy minstrel and refuse my letters? I need no longer write them though. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know. Somebody I used to know. Somebody. Now thou art somebody whom I used to know.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Couple commitments, what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
What is love, lady, thou wonders?
It's an improvement, darling.
I see a cold wind blowing through. I see days neither fun nor free. I see a future caused by you. I see a path not meant to be. The future should be filled with magic, dreams and wishes, brought to love. But the days ahead are dark and tragic. No time for hope when all is strife. Whatever might have been, all the dreams that ponies share. Because of you, snowfall, frost, the future is a cold nightmare. There will be sadness just ahead. There will be colors white and gray. There will be winter without end. There will be no light of day. The future should be filled with magic, dreams and wishes, brought to love. But the days ahead are dark and tragic. No time for hope when all is strife. Whatever might have been,
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
dreams that ponies share. Because of your snowfall, frost, the future is a cold nightmare. Whatever might have been, all the dreams that ponies share. Because of your snowfall, frost, the future is a cold
It needs to be about 20% cooler. It's an improvement, darling.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 288 for the month of February 2020.
Yes, month.
Yes, remember, we are monthly for now. And as you probably noticed, if you know that the
Been paying
new
attention.
episodes have come out for a month. Shock! Yeah, I'm Nemesis. That was Alcatraz, you heard.
A
Yes. Yes, this month we are talking about, well, all the news that's happened over the last month in Surprise. Actually, there's not as much as you
It
might
needs
think
to be
there would
about
be.
20%
Because,
cooler.
well,
Nothing new has
things
happened.
slow
really.
down just like I predicted. Because it's kind of obvious.
Not much going on.
Yeah, we also have a couple comics that came out over the last month, and, well, the discussion of Applejack the pony. And, of course, some fan content at the very end to wrap things up. So we'll go ahead and get started by diving into the news. If you want to follow along, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's spelled LIBSYN. We'll go ahead and get started with that stuff. Started with conventions. TrotCon has announced Tabitha St. Germain.
She's always a good time.
Yep. And Hearthwarming Con has announced Claire Corlett. That is, I believe, the Dutch one? I want to say the Dutch. Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
So yeah, she's going out to Europe, I guess. And Galacon has announced Noaking as their first community guest.
Hey.
He's going to be there.
Yep.
At the Germany. At the Germany.
At the Germany.
Words. Talking is hard.
I don't believe it's his first appearance at Galacon. If I remember correctly, he did the whole video Asphalt because it's Asphalt Germany.
Yeah,
That whole thing.
nothing.
That was great.
And fandom news and whatnot. Surprisingly to no one, YouTube's COPPA implementation is super broken.
Yep.
And annoying and stupid
Yep.
and bad. And various other negative words. Yeah, lots of pony videos have been flagged as for children, including ones that are definitely not for children. Like, for example, Cupcakes HD is
for
very much
Smile
flagged as
H-
for children, even though it is very much not.
Yeah.
I believe. It breaks one of the other side effects is it breaks the Choose Your Own Adventure Guster Girls videos because you can't have links to other videos at the end of your video.
Yep. And since those ones definitely are intended for children,
Yeah, that broke things.
breaks the feature that they depended on.
Yep, because they're a little overzealous in their stupid COPPA nonsense. Because, well, YouTube is pretty bad at this.
Yeah. Always has been.
They're gonna break the law, and then basically hold us accountable for it.
Yep.
And then when they do so, hey, guess what? And like a bunch of videos are just unknown. People have no idea that their videos have been
Have been flagged for children.
flagged for children. There's people who just straight up delete. I believe a couple people deleted the account. What was it? Which one was that? That was the animator. They did.
Jan Animations.
Was it Jan Animations?
Jan Animations, yeah. Or Duo Cartoonist.
I was gonna say Jan Animations.
Jan
is not
Animations
right.
is a long old one. But it was Duo Cartoonist.
Duo Cartoonist. Yeah, their whole channel's gone.
Yep.
Someone archived it, but
Yeah.
I believe they deleted themselves just to not.
Yeah, because
deal
they're
with
not.
this.
No, they're not involved in the fandom. And haven't been in a while. So I think they just said whatever, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or what not happened there. It's unfortunate. There's one of the things. It's like, I think if you do mark your channel as not for children, so far that's mostly been working. But
Some people did get theirs flagged as for children anyway, regardless.
Right.
And then YouTube said, nope, it's for children. You got to put it as for children.
one of the things I have been seeing is there's like old channels that the owner's like gone, but the
Mhm.
channel's still there. So they can't even go and fix them because the owner's basically gone.
Yep. So far, I have not been hit, which
Yeah.
is good. We have not been hit. Thankfully, they haven't mistaken what our channel is.
Yeah.
About My Little Pony for children. Well, not really, considering
Not
some of the
really.
jokes we've made.
Not really. What we talk about is not intended for children.
Yeah. Even though it's about a children's show.
Yep.
Go figure.
It needs to be about 20%
And
cooler.
Horse Game has updated the first time in 84 years.
In 84 years.
Yeah, there's a new demo out for that game. Apparently
Yep.
it has combats and stuff now.
Yep. I
don't
played
remember
it a
the la-
bit.
I don't remember the last time I heard it talking. I was like,
Oh, it was years ago.
wasn't it 2014 or something like that?
Something like that.
It was a long
It
time ago.
was a
It's like,
long time ago.
oh, you're still alive.
Yeah. They actually put two the demo and then quickly update because there's a pretty big problem.
Oh.
Apparently when you first run the game, it shows, just some text and a big continue button, big start button.
Yeah.
Well, the start button didn't work.
Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
They quickly had an update out to fix that one. So I played it a bit. It actually works pretty well. I kind of enjoy it. Definitely looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Yeah, and remember Ambient White? The other fan game. Yeah, it just got a new demo because there's one before. It's the game about
It needs to be
Celestia and
about
Luna
20%
pre-Equestria.
But they're not Celestia and Luna.
Yeah, I know, you know what I mean. But it's Celestia and Luna. But
It definitely inspired by.
yeah, it's blatantly. But yeah, there's a new demo with a whole new thing.
What did I do last night? I remember trying to do another drinking game. Take a shot when Twilight has to be off screen for princessy things. And then I made a very curious career choice.
All right, you oversized bucket of KFC. Let's see if you can really fly.
What?
F-L-Y-I-N-G. You do know how to fly, do you not, cadet?
Well, kinda. There was this awkward period. This doesn't seem physically possible.
It's an improvement,
I got a
darling.
ticket for flyby mooning the princesses. I think Luna was checking me out.
'Tis a lie!
With that flabby caboose? I highly doubt our lunar princess would give your tail feathers a second look, cadet.
Hurt!
It's about time we put those wings to work. Now get up in that sky and give me 500 laps!
But I'd rather not.
Now!
Flying now.
As for the rest of you checking out for light leaks, wake up! I'm sure you're here to listen to our review of Newbie Dash. So listen up, because we're only gonna do this once.
This is technically twice for me.
Fly faster!
It needs to be about 20% cooler. It's an
So,
improvement, darling.
this is happening. I'm reviewing a season 6 episode before I've even finished reviewing season 5. Further proof that my drinking games are taken in poor choice. As is Princess Twilight's castle, which still looks terribly out of place in this opening shot.
He's seriously gonna review an episode while doing 500 laps?
Colorful crystals against rural thatched houses. It just creates a disconnect. More appealing is seeing Rainbow Dash talk with her number
It's an
one fan.
improvement, darling, but I won't actually be performing.
Is that Doomflag material? Not yet. But all that changes when Spitfire swoops in for a word. And look, she's going to do the...
Cadets! Everyone in their pet phoenix has done that joke.
Yes, sir, but those folks didn't have Pinky Pool to help out.
Ooh, she's gonna do the superhero landing. Wait for it. Nailed it! That's really hard on your knees. All 4 of them.
Turns out that Rainbow's got a special promotion.
You're finally a full-fledged Wonderbolt! Woohoo!
Joy, the emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. Delight, the expression or exhibition of such emotion, a state of happiness or felicity. Bliss, a source or cause of delight. This mare, right here. So,
It needs
yeah,
to be about 20%
5 whole
cooler.
seasons of Rainbow Dash wanting to be a Wonderbolt, and now it's come to realization. I wonder if I should have made a drinking game about that.
The Wonderbolts! Wonderbolt! Wonderbolt! Wonderbolts! Wonderbolt! Wonderbolts! 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 Wonderbolt! Wonderbolts! 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 The Wonderbolt! 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 Wonderbolts! Wonderbolt! Wonderbolt!
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. I have to interject here.
Dusty, what are you doing?
I can't let this whole thing go by without putting my own
For
2
me.
bits.
For Equestria!
So, get to those laps. Why? Why did they just hoof her the position? It makes no sense. Yes, she flew with them in a limited aspect during the No War Rarity episode, but one flyby does not a Wonderbolt make. Wouldn't it have made more sense to have Spitfire say a team member was sick, needed personal time, had an ingrown hoof nail, or whatever, and then told her that she was a substitute? But in actuality, it was a dress rehearsal. making sure she was up to the task and all the pressure that comes with being a real Wonderbolt, before putting the team at risk for one flyer.
Well, funny you should mention that.
Didn't I tell you 500 laps?
Yeah, I finished them.
What?
I'm following the princess's logic. If I say I'm being useful and awesome off-screen, and you have no evidence to the contrary, then I am correct by default.
I can't argue that.
I had the chance to talk with my friends Commander Firebrand and the illustrious Q at Everfree Northwest 2016. This was a big point of interest for military bronies and those with military family members.
The thing is that she's already had the physical fitness, but she's already had the talent. And for a lot of people, it's like some people are born great, some people have to work for that greatness.
You were gonna say?
I was gonna say here that Rainbow has already gone through, as far as actually joining the Wonderbolts, she's already done all that when she ended up joining the reserves.
This is both the strength and weakness of this episode. It can offer military fans a chance to express themselves and explain their worldview using the show as an example. The flip side of that, however, is that laymen such as myself are without context. If I have to have a military fan or family member on hand to explain this to me, can this episode really stand on its own?
So, let's see how Rainbow's friends take the news, shall we?
For me.
Sounds like an awful lot of pressure.
You know what kills me? I can never tell if she's doing that on purpose.
Just because you failed the Sonic Rainboom 100,000 times in practice doesn't mean you won't be able to do it in front of an entire stadium full of impatient, super critical sports fan ponies.
She may be the greatest troll in Equestria, as opposed to Spike, who has a return of the abuse. I do love slapstick, but it has to have a deserved element. The Three Stooges were great slapstick because they were all loud and angry. You felt like they deserved what they got. Spike gets shoved into a suitcase for finding Wing Bomb. He's being punished for being helpful. That only works for Eek the Cat, who is also purple. Sensing a pattern here.
The other Wonderbolts will have to keep up or eat my clout trail.
Ah,
Improvement,
yes.
darling.
Many a fan has commented that this episode seems to regress Rainbow back to her arrogant ways from seasons 1 and 2.
I think that's more showing Rainbow is nervous and using bravado to cover it up, thus not paying close enough attention to her packing, like missing her wing bomb and even her goggles, both of which an elite flyer would know exactly where they were.
No argument here. Rainbow often covers up insecurity with arrogance, hoping to hide her fear. I don't recall an episode where she learned to let that go, and 28 pranks later is a while off.
You're looking a little weak there, Blue Falcon. I think about 100 wing-ups ought to help that out.
It needs to be about 20%
So,
cooler.
we finally get to Wonderbolt's headquarters, and here Spitfire has to tell Rainbow the most basic safety lesson of them all. Look both ways before crossing the runway? She is a reservist. This would have been covered in basic training. This scene makes no sense, other than to set up the joke later. Who's writing this thing? Oh, they're new. Well, that explains a lot.
We also get a dose of Wonderbolt history.
Altius Volantis, soaring higher.
Checking Google Translate, and yep, it checks out.
Hey, no cell phones during training.
What kind of torture shop is this?
We've got a show in 2 days. 20% cooler.
Okay, my training doesn't seem so bad at this point. 2 days to learn an aerial routine that could seriously harm flyers? This show often acts on an accelerated timeline, but that just seems like bad planning. Doesn't help that Rainbow makes a rookie mistake and forgets rule number 1. One near collision later and she's got herself a new nickname.
More like Rainbow Crash.
Again, it sets up the main part of this plot line, being the teasing of her new nickname. But it's contrived and forced. Being the top cadet, she would not forget rule number 1.
And it turns out this nickname harkens back to childhood trauma.
Rainbow Crash! Rainbow Crash! Rainbow Crash!
Okay, Pegasi flight instructors are horrible. Fluttershy's trainer shoved her off a cloud to fly, and this one is giggling at a child covered in filth. I'm starting to develop a bias against non-Ponyville Pegasi. Now, many point out that she's been called Rainbow Crash in the past. First with the bullies, now grown up.
It's our old friend, Rainbow Crash!
Which I guess might not cause as much of an impact because she'd be on guard against them. But then there's Spike.
Rainbow Crash?
No reaction there. This doesn't bother me as much because we know she looks up to the Wonderbolts. I think that respect adds some sting to the name.
Like with a no offense.
No offense.
No offense. No offense. No offense.
None taken. You'll get used to it.
Still awful. Though this Pegasi, Misty Fly,
Hey, no smartphones!
yeah, she's the worst Wonderbolt in terms of personality.
Classic rookie move. Rainbow Crash.
Is there anything about her poise, tone, and word choice that doesn't make her sound awful? I asked Commander Firebrand about this, and he stressed that the military does take strides to explain the origin and meaning behind its traditions to all recruits. But that doesn't stop them from misunderstanding or being clumsy in their application. Misty Fly could have let the matter go at Spitfire's instruction, but she had to get in one last dig. That can be the case with new recruits or low-ranking members. So I consider you the lowest rank of the bunch. Private last class mega uber dumb enlisted the third. Capiche?
I don't think that's an actual rank there, Silver.
Give me more off-screen time and I'll make it real as fast as I finish those wing-ups. It is amazing how awesome one can be when no one is looking. But we finally get to the meat of this story as Rainbow has a bad training day with that name hounding her.
Sector 9, Crash! Tire Crash! Hey, Crash.
This has led to a divide between military and civilian fans. From the outside looking in, this appears to be flat-out bullying. To those who have served, this might seem par for the course and identifiable.
It needs to be
Okay,
about
hold on to
20%
your hats.
cooler.
This gets personal. I, for one, can't even watch Act 2 of this episode. It brings up some painful memories for me. I was hazed off my college football team. Yes, me. I left of my own free will, but I was ridiculed and bullied for something stupid I did. But my teammates didn't do it as a bring him into the team way, rib him for a while and then let it go. It was flat out being bullied because I was a stupid freshman walk-on who was starting in front of 4 guys that got scholarships. But the worst thing was the coaches didn't care. In fact, I walked off the field past them, and not one asked me what the issue was, and they never did. I left the school after a year and moved on with my life, but it haunts me to this day.
Very true for many fans who have experienced bullying. We lack the context to know that this is meant as a term of respect or at least indoctrination. Because the odd things about nicknames is that their meaning is defined by the relationship. They could be signs of intense disrespect.
Susan, Margaret, Agnes, Janet, Ginger, Kidja, Grace, Clarabelle, Lori, Precious, Shirley, Judy, Gladys, Clara, Janice, Farrah, Oprah, Sandy, Friday, Fabs, Fiona, Vivian, Martha.
Why did you say that name?
Or camaraderie.
Even I gotta admit, you look pretty badass. I think I got a new name for you. Beast.
We actually do get to see one other Bolt referred to by his nickname.
Right, Clipper? Clipper?
Right, boss!
But without the context, we don't know what that nickname means. This question is highlighted by the fact that we get explanations for other traditions. Spitfire and Rainbow confirm why the Wonderbolts always gather at 0720, or that the day's weakest flyer cleans the compound. Yet for an arbitrary reason, neither the audience nor Rainbow are given the meaning behind the nicknames. How is Rainbow supposed to be a part of the team if no one explains this important detail? And how can the audience see this as anything other than malicious hazing? But this raises a larger question, the issue of tradition.
Tradition! 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 Tradition!
Well, that happened. This harkens back to my concern with Brotherhood Social, the fact that a custom has become so ingrained that no one questions the meaning. Military branches pride themselves on tradition to unify the group, the argument being that hazing is part of tradition and therefore beyond question. I can't agree with that. Tradition should link us to the past, but not hold us from the future. If the military is focused on defending this country's borders and preparing for the next fight, whatever that may be, I think the responsibility falls to us as civilians to make sure the military is receiving the care and respect it deserves. That includes looking out for our soldiers' mental health.
And we've seen that Rainbow has a pretty fragile ego. She's a talented flyer, but it's a mistake to assume that what worked for one Wonderbolt will have a cookie-cutter effect on the other. If anything, this hazing makes her less receptive to constructive criticism.
I know it was a tough day today, but don't worry, you'll get the hang of it.
So Rainbow repairs home to sulk, but has to face her friends.
And her friends are again not very helpful, and making some pretty weird suggestions, which all seems very off at this point in the series. It almost makes you think this was a Season 1 episode where the characters didn't really know themselves all that well, like they were written for the first time.
What you need is to find a positive way to stand out.
And this episode, which is a keystone episode in the entire series, Dash Getting Her Dream, was handed to writers who had never written for the show before. and do not know the characters very well, and we're going off assumptions. Don't you think that a seasoned writing team would have been a better choice for such an important moment in equestrian history?
And the next day, other stuff happens. Moving on.
Oh, no. You're not skipping on in this scene, cadet.
Would you like to help? I mean, this could be an excellent team building exercise with an opportunity for diverse. You're already gone, aren't you?
Gotta catch up on the paperwork.
Okay, so Rainbow decides to stand out in the best way possible by being anyone other than herself.
Dynamic dash! Fourth rod feeling. Reading Rainbow. Care mare. Rainbow fash. The fash is for fashion.
This was funny back in the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone.
Always carry plenty of bits. The Griffins are sure to help you as long as you share the wealth.
But now it's too much of a good thing. Alone, each of these impressions is funny and strangely complimentary to her friends. But seeing her fail repeatedly over a long stretch of time feels uncomfortable. Fortunately, Spitfire lays down the law.
I'm not sure why you're acting like this, but you need to stop.
This is probably her most positive display in the show. After being inactive or subverting her team, she's taking on the leader's role. Unfortunately, she's still not being clear about the whole nicknames thing.
Welcome to the Wonderbolts, Crash.
Which just spurs Rainbow to make things worse.
Is it over? Has Spitfire, got her to stop yet?
Yes, so brave and mighty, Commander.
Oh. Bucking for some more PT there, eh, Buzzard Beak? How about 100 more wing-ups while you're just, standing around?
Okay, with the wing-ups.
Let's talk a little about how good Rainbow Dash is as a flyer here. In 2 days, she has gotten this whole routine down, is performing flawlessly with the best flyers in the nation. 2 days!
That's an Academy record.
And this should fill her with enough pride to shake off this nasty nickname business. But, as we will shortly see, it doesn't. She continues making plans to upstage the whole team with a storm cloud.
That kick will shoot off a lightning bolt right behind me, making me look totally awesome. And then I'll do some incredible rainbow dash flying with it to create the coolest, show-stoppingest, lightning-tastic light show any pony has ever seen!
Her explanation of the trick doesn't even make sense. Being an elite flyer, you should know better than to pull a trick with no rehearsal or practice with your partner, namely Scootaloo. Seeing as she just went through 2 days of intense drills to get this Wonderbolt routine down. Again, where's the sense here?
With respect, sir, Rainbow's more action than forethought.
Duly noted, cadet. Duly noted.
Anywho, let's see how this grand plan unfolds. Well, we get confirmation that Scootaloo is a tried and true Pegasus, since she can actually kick a rain cloud. She's got the magic, just not the wings yet. And it looks like Rainbow's about to... Hey, where's Pinkie Pie?
I hope there's cotton candy!
Feeding the sugar need.
It needs to be about 20%
Whoa.
cooler.
Back this up. Pinkie Pie is closer to Rainbow Dash than even Fluttershy at times. And you're gonna tell me that she would rather mess with a cotton candy vendor than watch her friend fulfill her lifelong dream? This makes no sense!
Though we do get to see the Wonderbolts using actual hoof signals to stay in formation. If nothing else, this episode is making them look like competent flyers for the first time since Season 1. Too bad Rainbow gives Scootaloo the cue too early and ends up with a thundercloud to the face. Ooh, jeez. Oh my, watch the birds, watch the birds. Oops, oh, there she goes. Huh. Turns out Pegasus ponies have clouds in their tummies.
Well, that could just be cotton candy from earlier.
I don't know. Apple Bloom had that apple tummy when she got shocked back in Bloom and Gloom. I wonder if unicorns have anything special in their guts. I propose dissection. For science!
I'll allow it. So while we find out all those science things, we have Rainbow Dash finally coming to grips with what she's been doing after joining the Bolts, which is basically screwing up left and right. She gives a very heartfelt apology and is ready to be kicked out of the team. When all of a sudden...
You're the most talented flyer we've ever had!
What just happened here?
Of course you're supposed to be a Wonderbolt.
Now? Now is when you tell her? This could have all been cleared up with a little team communication. Spitfire.
Punt Cake.
What?
Her nickname, Punt Cake.
Improvement, darling.
On her first performance, she crashed into Celestia's Summer Sun Celebration cake. Very embarrassing.
And Rainbow Dash is now okay with fitting in. Fitting in. I don't think I'd have worded it that way.
But even with probation for a month, Rainbow's spirits are finally soaring high as she realizes...
Because I'm a
Wonderbolt!
And that's Newbie Dash, a controversial episode to say the least.
True that. I, for one, coming from my own history with bullying, had a hard time watching this episode, and sometimes I still do. Also, the way Rainbow was handed the position of Wonderbolt at the beginning didn't sit well with me. And of course, everyone has their own headcanon ideas about how Rainbow would have become a Wonderbolt in the end. So I don't think the writers and the team at DHX were going to please everyone with this episode in the first place. There was way too much baggage with Rainbow finally getting her dream, and how the fandom thought she should do it, versus how it was presented. I'd have loved to see the Wonderbolts give her one last test. Make this show in Ponyville a dress rehearsal, but don't tell her about it. Tell her she's just a substitute for the weekend, and see how she handles the pressure of being a full-fledged Wonderbolt. Get the girls to help her with her fears and confidence, pull her ego back when needed, and at the end of the show, let her know she's made it. But that was my headcanon, not what is now showcanon. Don't get me wrong, the animation, some of the jokes, the voice acting, and the music were top-notch as usual. I take issue with the writing on this one. Okay, Cadet, your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to review this objectively. Got it?
Right, objectively. Okay, objectively, this is a cartoon aimed at a young audience that picked up a fan following far outside the intended demographic.
What?
The reasons for this following are entirely subjective, unique to each individual's tastes, worldview, and activity level. Therefore, if I look at this series totally objectively, I think the only way to appreciate it is to recognize the subjective elements. And no episode demonstrates how much each viewer's own experience can shape the reception than Newbie Dash. For those who have served in the military, it seems like an example by which they can explain their way of life to an outsider, if only a little. For someone who has had to contend with bullying or cruel names, this can summon negative memories. I too have had nicknames. Some were spoken with affection and others were used as insults. Some were in this gray area where I couldn't tell. That's what I bring with me when I watch this episode. But when I hear military members discuss it and use it as a bridge to describe their own experiences, well, it doesn't make my own experience invalid, and it can offer a means to understand someone else a bit better. I personally wasn't a big fan of seeing Rainbow reach her greatest heights only to be brought low for 90% of the episode, but it does make me consider the value of tradition. Having become a Wonderbolt, Rainbow will now have to decide what kind of Wonderbolt she wants to be. When other newbies join, she'll have the choice on how she wants to treat them, and she may choose to do as the Wonderbolts did, or forge a new path. Plus, I do think it a good message to show that even after Rainbow has achieved her dream, life is not done. So many stories end with a protagonist achieving a goal, but rarely do we see what comes next. Life doesn't stop, and it's good to acknowledge the challenges to come.
Very nicely put, Cadet. You're hired as my speechwriter from here on out.
Actually, sir, I've made my own decision. I'm proud of the military in that they answer the call and, in doing so, provide folks like me the chance to choose a different future. I'm not cut out for military life, so I'm gonna wash out.
Wash out? We haven't even given you a nickname yet.
Wait, what's your nickname, sir?
Ground Pounder. No wings. Get it?
No.
You want out? Okay.
I'm Silver Quill. Thanks for watching!
Walls of Tomorrow Capital until tonight's festival on the eve of the proving. Okay. Who is this? Oh, right, I was supposed to find that lady's dead baby. I forgot all about it. Guess I'll do that. I love upgrading my shit. I love upgrading my shit in Minecraft. Level 4 reached. You have now unlocked gameplay. Ooh, I love doing that. That's legitimately fun. This game's a 10 out of 10 because I can slide, baby. Why don't you slide?
Easier when I was a kid.
That's cool.
It's an improvement,
Play
Donnie.
Minecraft? Never. I refuse. I think Minecraft came out like 10 years ago, and even then I was too old for it. Minecraft is just the previous decade's Fortnite. I don't know what that is either, and I don't ever want to. Ooh, is that a pig? I'm gonna kill this piggy. Where'd he go? He's gone. stealth swimming to avoid detection. I like how this girl's just been like up in that tree, surrounded by dinosaurs for like 2.5 days, as I've fucked around doing story missions.
I'm stuck up here. Somebody, please!
Come here. I'm coming for your wires and metal shards. Give me all your wires and metal shards. Woo!
Take those quadrants down.
Like that.
It needs to be about 20% cooler. It's an improvement, darling.
Saving me from those machines.
I'm gonna get this turkey. I'm gonna get it. Get it, turkey. Hell yeah. Give me that rich meat. Looks like
It needs to be about
Thanksgiving
20%
came
cooler.
early. This is where the game finally, as all open world games do,
Look out below.
immediately settles into a comfortable rhythm of just follow the waypoint. What the fuck? The hell was that? I got stuck in the world for a bit. I'm learning. I'm learning how to hunt. Isn't this how hunting is done? You just follow the fucking, the magical markers everywhere. The big glowing trail. This waist-deep water walk cycle is the same as my took a dump in my fucking pants walk cycle. Oh god, I gotta get to the bathroom, I gotta get to the fucking washing machine. Oh, I gotta get to the hamper and take my pants off. Oh no, I took a dump in me underwears. Oh god. What do I do? I'm so embarrassed. I gotta walk all the way home because I took a dump in my pants at school. Oh no. Nobody look at me. I got a big steamy dump in my pants. Ah, fun times. True story. The true story of my actual life every single fucking day. Where am I? What am I looking for here? I got distracted walking around with shit in my pants. I forgot what the fuck I was supposed to be doing. This is the longest fucking side quest I ever seen in my dang old life. It's taking me all over the dang old place. Is that a squirrel? Give me a squirrel. Oh, it's a fox. I'm evil. Oh, I feel bad. What kind of a monster would kill a fox? This kind, apparently. You're so good at that shitty pants character because it's not a character at all, it's real life? Perhaps the same could be said of all my characters. That's the true concern. That's what you ought to be afraid of.
I've gotta put up a fight.
Crapping in my pants, man, is the least horrific thing about me. Oh, God. What the hell? Ugh, I just got fucking solar flared. I like how in Dragon Ball Super they had like a whole episode about how, because Krillin has been training, he has like upgraded his solar flare to like actually blind people. But it's like, well then what the fuck did it do before? What do you mean it finally blinds people? Isn't that what it was always supposed to fucking do? No wonder you got killed by fucking everyone you ever fought. Your fucking main move didn't do what it was supposed to do until just recently. You bald fuck. You bald short, hot android fucking fuck. You fucking cool guy. Ah! What the hell? Jesus, these guys are a cut above. Oh my god, they're fucking strong as hell. I gotta get out of here. I wasn't prepared for an actual challenge. Up until now, I've just been whooping ass. There. It's over. I have the high ground. Cunt. Oh god, I got lasers. Fuck. Oh my god. I just got hit with a fucking Gallic gun.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
Oh Jesus. Oh god. This is it. This is it for me. And my fucking controller has a low battery. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked now. Oh! Well, so much for her fucking coming of age journey. Oh, is that seriously the loading bar? It's fucking huge. I wish the game had warned me I was suddenly fighting like the actual robots, the strong kind. Up until now, I've just been fighting the babies. Fuck you. Get out of here.
Listen closely. This is important.
Aha. Fuck off.
A well-made weapon. Allow me to
Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. Ah! Oh my god. The game is suddenly challenging and I don't know what to do. I wasn't prepared for this at all. I wasn't prepared for this to suddenly be a game. Ah! Jesus Christ. I'm dead. They're gonna get me. Oh, my arrogance has been my undoing. Ah! Oh god! No! Help! Oh my god. The tutorial did nothing. Yeah, no kidding. 6 hours of being a baby shit didn't prepare me for these challenges. Who'd have thunk it? It's almost like that whole worthless prelude was
I'd like to be
completely for naught. A total waste of time. Who'd have imagined? What the hell? Hey, this is cool. I'm on a rope. Now, this is what it's all about. I don't know why I fucking respawned up here, but cool. What the fuck? Did it like take me like way like I'm too stupid for that mission, so it sent me somewhere else to try and discourage me? What the fuck? No, this looks like the same fucking place. I don't understand. Return to... What? What, are they just gone? What the fuck? Oh, it's one of those games, right? You died more than twice, so we'll just take the challenge away. You're too stupid for this, clearly, so we'll just... What the fuck? No! I wanted to fight them! This is unforgivable.
So much for being careful.
Jesus. It just actively doesn't want you to have fun. It doesn't want you to challenge yourself. To think that you're playing a game. If you die twice to a single enemy, it takes them all away. What a crock of fucking shit. What a shitload of fuck. What were they fucking thinking? Enemies are paid DLC. You only get to see them twice before you have to buy them.
Greetings, everybody. My name is...
Half in the bag.
Okay, Mike, put your credit card in. Only $20 and we can both watch the movie.
Jay, are you sure that putting my credit card into this unsecured website so that we could watch Corey Feldman's fake documentary is really the best idea?
Of course. If we can't trust Corey Feldman, who can we trust?
You make a valid point. It's all set up?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I'm putting my credit card and personal information into Corey Feldman's unsecured website.
Listen closely. This is important.
Okay, here we go. I'm submitting my credit card information.
Okay. Oh, the website's been hacked.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God, now it crashed. I expected more from a GeoCities website. Now how are we going to see the list of names of all the Hollywood pedophiles?
Silly Jay. All you need to do is look at the credits of any movie.
That's right, Mike.
That's a lot of names. I wonder if my credit card is safe. Hello? Yes? Fraud alert? $19,000 worth of untraceable Visa gift cards? Purchased in Bangladesh? Why, yes, that was me. I approve those charges. Yeah, I did that yesterday. Thanks for calling. I appreciate the extra security concerns. What? I like to get an early start on my Christmas gifts. Did you hear that? Sounded like someone hit a snare drum. And somebody playing drums outside? Is somebody playing drums outside? Now it's totally silent.
Well, since we can't watch My Truth, The Rape of Two Coreys, maybe we should go see a real movie.
One that actually plays in the theater?
Well, live streaming is difficult. You know, it's only 2020. Nobody knows how to live stream a video. I can understand the problems that he's had.
Wow! Holy crap! They're hacking us in real time.
Maybe that was the real movie. They're making a documentary called Corey Feldman, The Rape of an Audience.
Or Corey Feldman, the boy who cried Wolfpack.
Oh!
Anyway, what's playing in the theaters, Jay?
Onward?
Kids movie.
Ordinary Love?
Chick flick.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Man-child movie.
The Boy 2?
Not in the mood for a comedy.
The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford?
Ugh, CGI dog? No, thank you. I prefer a real dog get put through living hell to make a terrible film. Ugh, what a bunch of boring shit in the movie theaters. Am I right?
Oh, I know what we could go see. The Invisible Man. You know, the classic Universal monster movie character.
Oh, right. Do you remember when Alex Kurtzman tried to start the cinematic dark universe with that huge Tom Cruise flop? What a disaster.
I never thought I'd hear the words disaster and Alex Kurtzman used in the same sentence. But here we are.
Yeah, and after that, I think it was you who suggested that Blumhouse should take over these movies, make them on a smaller budget to maximize profits.
Who would have thought you should make a horror movie like a horror movie and not a $300 million Transformers film?
Yeah, it takes a real genius to think of that. You know, it's ironic. So many pedophiles in Hollywood, and they're all thinking big.
Well, Mike, maybe we should go out and see The Invisible Man before it disappears from theaters.
He must have put his drum set away. It was all done.
Oh my God! I'm sick! I've got the Macarena virus!
Mr. Plinkett, I think you mean the coronavirus.
Oh no, I've got that too though.
Don't touch me, don't touch me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, he touched my fucking eyes.
Oh, he touched your face. You're not supposed to touch your face.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he keeps touching us.
I shouldn't rub my eyeballs?
Oh, Jesus.
I'll get that for you.
Oh, no.
I'll get yours.
Oh, that's right. There's a horrible virus sweeping the earth. Maybe we should just, stay in here and watch something that's streaming.
Well, if we can't go out and see The Invisible Man in theaters, why don't we watch some other Blumhouse movies? I hear there's a bunch of them on Hulu.
If they're direct to Hulu movies with the Blumhouse name on them, they have to be good, right?
Jay, is there really such a thing as the Macarena virus? I think there was, maybe like in the mid-90s, but they eradicated it.
Oh, was that before or after that horrible outbreak of Chumbawamba?
Kill me!
From Blumhouse, the producers of 3 hit horror films, The Purge, Happy Death Day, and Paranormal Activity, comes 100 terrible horror films you'll never want to watch. Why, it's the Blumhouse Party on Hulu, also known as Into the Dark series, or a TV show, or a collection of feature films. Either way, Jay and I have used a sophisticated computer to select 3 films to watch based on ratings. There's the best rated, the middle rated, and of course the worst, according to IMDb. Let's see what happened.
Well, Mike, how did we get here?
We got here because we're scared of the coronavirus, because theaters are nasty as it is.
That's the thing, is I'm scared to go to the theater even before this virus outbreak. Have you seen some of these fucking people?
This all started from me browsing around Hulu, which is kind of like a wasteland. And then you're like, Hulu, you go through movies, and it's like their interface, the Hulu interface is terrible. But I'm like, okay, there's movies. You go Hulu Originals or movies, and you go to Originals, and it's like, there's a picture, a giant picture of just something, and then it says, 2 people go on a vacation somewhere, and then ... And then what's the rest of the plot? And then you hit it to find out more information, and the movie starts.
And then you're trapped.
Yeah, then you're trapped. I got to go back. But then there's a way to find out. You go later where it's like thumbnails.
Yeah.
And then you click on the thumbnail, and it says play trailer, and you could read the whole synopsis. So it's like it's a fucking thing. And so I'm looking, and it's like, some things, this is a show, because it says season 1, episode 1. Okay, that's a show. And then when it says 1 hour and 22 minutes, you're like, that's a movie. Mm-hmm. And then, but really this is Blumhouse Presents. We're going to talk about Blumhouse, because they are extremely prolific. A production company that has produced top tier stuff like Get Out, and they fucking produced that jazz movie,
Whiplash.
Whiplash, yeah. and then they have this like branch of Blumhouse that produces like Asylum level crap.
Yeah. Well, Blumhouse it is a production company, but it is also a brand.
Yes.
It's not like Warner Brothers. People don't say, "Oh, it's the new Warner Brothers film."
Yeah.
You know, they just go see a movie that's made by Warner Brothers. But with Blumhouse, it is specifically. I mean, they do occasionally stuff like Whiplash, but it's mostly horror. And do you remember that Truth or Dare movie?
Blumhouse's.
Yeah. So they're trying to be a brand name where you go see it because it's Blumhouse, but I don't know who's in charge of their quality control, because their shit's all over the place.
Before the trailers of all these movies, which are more so long episodes in an anthology series.
I guess. I mean, they're all at least like an hour and 20 minutes.
Their TV show material stretched to feature-length films, but we'll get to that.
Sure.
And when you watch one of these trailers, it always says from the producers of The Purge, Happy Death Day, and Paranormal Activity. So, in addition to the Blumhouse brand, they throw up those titles. Oh, must be a real movie.
It's hard to get. First of all, we watched 3 of them.
Yeah.
We selected 3, as you said, based on highest rated according to IMDb ratings, lowest rated, and then we picked one that was right in the middle. Highest rated is too high, and lowest rated is not low enough.
Yes, that's very good.
But those ratings are very, like, you look at them and it's like 300 people voted. Like, nobody's watching this stuff.
Yeah.
And they've been at it for 2 years, and I'm not sure what the point is. I mean, obviously they don't spend a whole lot on them.
No. No.
Which is, I mean, that's Blumhouse's whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always had, like, mixed feelings about them, because it's like, okay, movies are too fucking expensive these days, but Blumhouse, they make, I think it's between like 5 and 10 million is the budgets of all their movies.
Yeah.
So even when you have something like recently they had their Fantasy Island movie came out, critically panned, everybody hated it, bad audience reviews, but it only cost $7 million to make. It made like over $50 million. Not a lot for a big movie, but for something that only cost $7 million, even a flop isn't a flop.
That was the listed budget for The Invisible Man, too, was $7 million, and that made 105 at this point.
Yeah, over 100 million.
You famously suggested that Blumhouse should take on the Universal monster movies.
I'm still waiting for my check.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for my check for suggesting J.J. Abrams direct Star Wars films.
Oh, they're not asking for their refund yet? They already gave you your check.
I'm getting sued. Yeah, so it's a $7 million pocket change, and that's their big budget movies. I can't even imagine what My Valentine cost. I have it right here.
You just made a Blumhouse movie.
But you had asked the question, who's watching these movies and what are they for and what's the purpose? And I have an answer for you.
Okay.
And it's a food analogy. When you go to the theater to see, say one of the 10 Best Picture nominated movies, or a filmmaker you've known and liked for years, like Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino has a new film out. That's like going to a 5-star restaurant and saying, I want to order a really good meal. I know it's going to be good, and I know I'm going to like it, and I know I'm going to get what I paid for. I'm going to sit down and eat this really good meal at this fancy restaurant. The Blumhouse movies are things that are in a buffet. Because when you go to a buffet, you pay to get in, and they keep everything stocked.
Sure.
Some stuff may not get eaten at all and get thrown out, but the concept is there that you can go into this buffet and have 50 choices of things you could eat. So Blumhouse is keeping the buffet of Hulu stocked with food. That's what it is.
Sure.
It's Hulu can say, we have 50 original horror films exclusive only to Hulu. They're horror films.
Because that's the incentive for like a Netflix or like a Hulu is, with Netflix, I don't even know if anyone watches movies on Netflix anymore. They just watch the original programs.
Right. And Netflix makes original movies too.
Yeah.
So every streaming, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, all these companies can say we have original movies that are exclusive only to our streaming service.
Yeah.
So it's like when you go to the buffet, we have a thing of fried chicken next to the mashed potatoes, and it might not be as good as if you go into a restaurant and order a very specific meal that's high quality, but
we got a big plate of lukewarm Blumhouse.
Yes. Well, my misunderstanding from the get-go was that these were independent films that were produced independently, and Blumhouse went and said, hey, We want to buy your movie, slap our name on it, and put it into the Dark Anthology. But I think they actually produce the movies.
They're produced in-house, or however you want to call it, but yeah, they're made specifically for this Blumhouse label.
Yeah.
Which is probably, I mean, they're clearly very low budget, but it's a good opportunity for, most of these are made by unknown filmmakers that haven't done a lot of features, if any.
It's a weird thing, because all the entities involved are getting paid. So here's the cycle. Here's the circle. Ready? Here's a graphic.
Okay.
People pay Hulu. Hulu pays Blumhouse. Blumhouse pays talent above and below the line to create a film. And then in this circle, nobody is consuming this product that is being created in the loop. It is the tray of fried chicken that nobody ate that gets dumped at the end of the night and replaced the next day with a fresh batch of fried chicken that people are filling into the buffet, and nobody's eating this chicken. But it's there so that you pay to get into the buffet. But two brave souls did watch 3 of these films. We sat down and we watched them. Not with the explicit intent of making fun of them, but really just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
What are all these movies? Because we know it's in the theater. I don't want to get the coronavirus, so.
But Mike, there are good movies that have come out that we skipped. We didn't spend our time and energy making a video where you say, yeah, it was pretty good. Why didn't we do that?
I do want to see that new Tom Hanks movie where he's in World War II.
What movie's that?
I don't know.
Saving Private Ryan?
No, but I'm going to pretend it's his character from Saving Private Ryan who survived.
What World War II movie is
I
it?
don't know. He's a captain on a boat, and there's a bunch of submarines attacking ships. Actually, I'm not going to pretend he's his character from Saving Private Ryan. I'm going to pretend he's Mr. Rogers. Now that's an adventure. It's a beautiful day at Normandy. A beautiful day at Normandy. Please don't get shot. Please don't get shot. Won't you burn those Nazis?
Don't shoot! Let him burn!
Anyways, so the 3 films we watched. The first film was called A Nasty Piece of Work.
An apt title, I guess?
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this one because it has Julian Sands in it, who was, of course, the Warlock in the Warlock films, and he was in like Arachnophobia. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
He's actually the living embodiment of the Shame Wizard from Big Mouth.
Oh, we're doing that again?
Yeah, I know.
So, you're up for continuing this rather unorthodox job interview?
Who am I? Andrew, I'm the Shame Wizard, of course.
And it looks just like him.
Oh,
and
weird.
He's got 2 colored eyes and a scar down his face. He looks kind of like a Harry Potter villain. He just floats up. And the plot of the show is a juvenile script about climbing the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
Or something.
I'm taking the money you usually spend on bonuses, and I'm using it to create one more high-level job, which will give employees the chance to reach executive status.
The boss, played by Julian Sands, invites 2 employees and their significant others to his house and basically has them battle it out violently for who gets the promotion. But there's twists and turns that are not interesting or twisty in any way.
It sucks.
It's terrible. It reminded me of, I don't know if they were inspired by that movie Ready or Not from last year. It had that same kind of tone to it, where the rich couple, it's Julian Sands and his wife, who's both of them are like comically overacting.
Shut your dirty mouth!
Or what? It's not like you wear the pants around here, houseboy.
Out of my way, Dunlop.
Julian Sands is like terrible in this. It's like he's on another planet.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know the material. And
yeah.
They don't. None of the actors know what they're supposed to be doing.
Tonally, yeah.
Tonally.
But it reminded me of Ready or Not, like running through this house and violent things happening and the kind of snooty, upper class characters. So like Ready or Not, but bad.
And confusing in terms of the premise and motivations of the entire plot. I mean, I get it, like there's your lead guy and then you have the douchey guy with the vapid wife.
All played very broadly.
Broadly, yes.
I think stupid would be falling for the same routine twice in the span of like an hour.
And so it's just like, you know, the first shocking moment is the Shame Wizard kills Catherine O'Hara with a gun, and her head blows off, and then he's like, who will help me cover up this crime?
Yeah.
Unless she's not dead.
No, you're not supposed to know that. It's supposed to be a big shock when she gets up, Mike.
Where's my drink?
Come up with an alibi, and whoever comes up with the best alibi will make it to the corporate boardroom. And then, oh, she's not dead. And then after that,
It's a scene after scene of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You think it's this, but oh no, it's not. But it all just leads to the same place anyway.
Right. And then there's weird masks on the wall, and then they reveal at the end that the weird masks are worn by the board members, so old rich white guys who are board members. They play this game once, never, 100 times. I don't know. Has this ever happened before? No one knows. If someone's in the walls. I think those are the board members
I guess
watching.
that's supposed to be,
but for some reason he grabs her hand.
Yeah.
When
if you're just trying to observe, why would you interact?
Would you do that? Yeah. So really, like, there's 100 million things, and it's like, why don't they just leave at some point?
Yeah.
Oh,
But Mike, he stays with him because that's satire. It's unrealistic.
Oh,
but,
right.
Yeah,
He's trying to climb the corporate ladder.
He's trying to climb the corporate ladder.
I wanted more than you. I wanted more than anything. He makes an interesting argument. God damn it, Gavin! I'm reconsidering, Ted. What are you gonna do about this?
Doing whatever he can to climb the corporate.
But the twist is that his girlfriend gets the promotion, who didn't even work for them because she was the nastiest piece of work of all. She was the most cutthroat.
You know what else I found interesting out of all three of these films? I guess it's not interesting, it's more obvious. All three films took place and were shot in the greater Los Angeles area.
Sure. I'm willing to bet the entire series is.
You know what bugged me too? Just a little bit. It takes place in Los Angeles, and I've been to Los Angeles a few times, as have you. And I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure the layout of LA is the big downtown area. Then the east side is like the slums.
Sure.
And then away from the city, when you go towards like Hollywood, West Hollywood, Burbank, over there where the mountains start and the Hollywood sign is, the Griffith Observatory, all the fancy homes are in the hills, and it goes up.
Yeah.
That's like over there is like where like houses are. So when they show this corporate boardroom, my point is they show the skyline of the downtown part, which is like the view from all the fancy houses. And so that's where their corporate headquarters is located. When it's like a financial company or a business, it should be in the downtown part. So my point is they shot it at Jason Blum's house. So that was distracting to me because I was like, this is this. And then if we can jump ahead to low budget crap and locations, Puka.
Oh, Puka, yeah.
Puka
was my favorite of the three.
Yes.
Which isn't saying much, but
I actually liked Puka.
Puka was okay. It the premise is struggling wannabe actor takes a gig wearing this stupid costume because it's the hot new toy called Puka that all the kids are buying. And so he's the Puka mascot, and then it starts to kind of obsess him. He gets obsessed with it and starts to develop like a weird bond with it. And things go crazy, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then you get to the very end, and it's one of those endings that makes you go, oh.
Well, after watching the other two films, I got to the end and went, oh.
Well, it's.
I started skipping.
Spoilers for all this stuff, but it's the incident at Owl Creek or occurrence at Owl Creek. It's that ending. The
maybe.
old short film / Twilight Zone episode where you realize the whole thing was a vision or a dream.
I was expecting a cut to him in a straitjacket, you know,
Oh, sure.
or in a hospital, and that's all. This film reel's just going in his head of all these events. But yeah, it was like, okay, you know, I get it.
Yeah.
And the little pieces were all there. I mean, it was the best script.
It was the best visuals too. There were some
And
neat
visuals,
visuals.
yeah.
Like I love the contrast of the, you know, the puka costume,
needs
this
to be about
goofy kid
20%
costume,
cooler.
but there's like horror stings when it, you know, cuts to it. I noticed the music was by Bear McCreary because that guy works. I don't know if he came up with the Puka music. That Puka theme song will be.
It's catchy.
It's an earworm. It'll get stuck in your head. But then, yeah, later when it starts to get more sinister and you see the puka with the flames in its eyeballs and stuff like that. And that's something I thought was going to happen because the puka costume, the eyes look like car headlights.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, at the end when it's revealed that he was in a car accident,
closely.
that's going to
This
be a
is
connection there. But then the puka doll exists outside of his fantasy and it's laying on the ground and it also just has car headlight eyes. So it's like,
Yeah. I think the car headlights were a motif or a thing, but yeah, the
It
doll.
doesn't quite work when you get to the real ending.
Yeah, it was an unreliable narrator kind of feature film. With
The reality of the world that he's in falls apart as it goes along.
yes, and you know the twist is you at the beginning you think, I was thinking, you know, I'm in this mindset of these movies being terrible, and you know. The creepy guy's looking down from above as he's doing his audition, and okay, so he's in the puka costume. There's a secret satanic cult. He does this ritual, this puka ritual, and it
Some sort of dumb cult plot.
brainwashes kids into like Halloween 3 season of the
Oh,
witch.
sure,
you know. So I thought, yeah, okay, he's being tricked into some kind of devil worshipping cult that's gonna secretly brainwash kids into killing their parents while they hold their puka dolls. Yeah, but it turned to be a little story about a guy who was an asshole, an asshole actor in Hollywood,
An alcoholic.
crashed his car.
Yeah. He starts to get more and more addicted to the costume, just as you would get more and more addicted to alcohol. It's
A lot going on in
It,
puka.
it's slim, but it felt more like a movie than the other two.
Yes.
I think the deal with all three of these that we watched, though, is that they would have benefited from being half-hour Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Right.
They're
Yes.
all stretched.
That's another interesting point. I was thinking like Twilight Zone.
The good Twilight Zone, not this Jordan Peele nonsense. Well, actually, no, these are more in line with the
These
newer
are more.
one.
These are more like the Jordan Peele episodes of Twilight Zone, which I think vanished off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any talks of redoing those. Those were some bad things. Ouch.
And those are probably exponentially more expensive to produce than these Blumhouse movies.
Right.
I would think.
Yeah. Better actors.
Bigger
better-
name actors, yeah.
And like the puka one, someone had a good script. They said, "Here's my idea. It could work." We're talking about locations because they're in puka and our least rated film, My Valentine, which may be the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Both are ambitious scripts or have elements that are ambitious, but limitations in the budget.
Sure.
Because puka is supposed to be this big phenomenon, and Tickle Me Elmo or a Barney or something that's really big.
Yeah.
And then so you're thinking like in movie terms, okay, the big puka event would be at FAO Schwartz in New York, or it's a
The
big,
Mall of America.
The Mall of America.
The entire mall is swarmed with children.
Or a mall, or a toy store, but those are locations.
Yeah.
And then
it was
so
shot in like a closet.
They rented out like an abandoned building somewhere in Hollywood, some dirty street in Los Angeles, and with like dirty glass windows, like a strip mall, and they taped up a sign that said "Puka Pop." They called it "Pop Up."
Yeah.
Just smart, but it's like you gotta go bigger.
I can look past that stuff when the material is good.
Yeah.
Like Puka didn't bother me as much, and also Puka doesn't have a lot of locations, but it bounces between the locations it has a little more, so it keeps things varied as opposed to the other two we watched, which are 95%